Happy Thoughtful Thursday, amazing ones. I hope you are doing so awesome. So here's kind of tough love coach one for you today. I can't make you hear what you don't want to hear. Listen to that. That's ironic, right? I'm like, listen to the words I'm saying. I can't make you hear what you don't want to hear. And here's where that comes from. So, someone will come to me and they'll say to me, oh, this program isn't working. It's not working. And I'm like, all right, well, what's going on? Let's figure it out. And I will say to them, like, are you pushing hard in your workouts? Oh, yes, I'm pushing hard in my workouts. Because they don't want to hear the reality that they're not pushing themselves in their workouts. They're not. Or I'm like, are you 100% on nutrition? 100%. I'm 100% on nutrition. But they haven't really locked into the nutrition. It's just like, oh, it's okay that I was over my containers or under my containers. It's okay that I had a glass of wine one night. It's okay that, I didn't break my fast with the way I'm supposed to. So because they just don't want to hear it. They're really not being honest with themselves, right? And if I say, like, where's your mindset at? Because I believe, guys, I truly believe that mindset is an anchor. It is an anchor in you being successful. That positive mindset, I really believe in energy. I believe if you're talking to yourself negatively and you're like, this sucks, this doesn't work, I believe your body's going to respond that way. I really do. I believe in that. So, and your body is not going to believe what you're doing unless you start listening and really hearing and being honest with yourself. You've got to be accountable to yourself. So I can tell you a million times, like, this is the way you have to do this. But if you don't want to hear it, nothing's happening. Nothing's going to change. So when I tell you, like, you've got to be crushing your workouts. Now look, what you crushing your workout and what I crush my workout at is going to be completely different. It's not about lifting as much weight as another person, doing one-arm push-ups, but it is about you doing your max in that workout. If you're not pushing in your workouts, then you might as well just go for a walk, right? And walking's not bad. And if walking's all you can do, that's great. But you've got to be honest with yourself. Same with the nutrition. It's so interesting to me. I used to have this friend a long time ago, and so she had major issues with food, and my heart hurts for her for that. But if she could have just seen it a little bit more clear than she could do, because you cannot do anything about something you can't see, right? So if you're not being, like, honest with yourself, so, like, we would have a cake, right? Let's say there's a cake, and she would make sure that it was being shared with everyone. And she would eat like 3/4 of the cake. And because everyone else had a bite here and there, she would say, I'd hear her say later, oh, I just had a little piece of cake. She'd eaten like 3/4 of the cake. So, and there's nothing I could say to her because she didn't want to hear it. She did not want to hear the reality, right? So she was never going to do anything about it. So she lived in that horrible, vicious cycle of never getting to a healthy place because she just wasn't ready to hear it. So, and mindset, guys, whether you want me to tell you that or not, your mindset is everything. And I used to not be that person. I used to be that person who was like, that's a waste of time. I don't have time for that. It's a waste of energy. But what I'm going to tell you right now, and hear my words, mindset is the anchor of you being able to be on your health and wellness journey. So I want you to put some focus and energy on it. What does your morning routine look like? What podcasts are you listening to? And I really need you to think about that and put some energy and effort into your mindset, positive mindset, and that discipline of mindset. So I really just need you to say, first of all, I want you to do this with love. It's not about judgment. It's not about, I'm horrible, this is horrible. I want you to also be on the other side of that. I want you to be able to celebrate. If you crush your workout today, I want you to be like, yes, girl. Yes, I'm killing it. That's so great. But if you're not getting the results you want, then it's time for you to hear what you don't want to hear. It is time for you to hear what you don't want to hear. Okay? And it means you need to change something. You need to try something. You need to really evaluate. And one of the best ways I do that, you guys, when I need to like evaluate what's going on, is I do it completely objectively. I do it like I'm not myself, and I think to myself, okay, if I were my coach, what would I tell myself right now? And I would look at it objectively with no judgment. What did I eat? How did I eat it? When did I eat it? What was my workout like? Have I been consistent? Have I been pushing? Right? So I'm going to go through all those things until I discover something that I can change to try to get to the results I want. Okay? And sometimes sometimes it's just the reality, right? Sometimes you need to change supplements or change, the type of food you're eating. Like you never know. It might be a certain food that is like really inflaming you and you've just never realized it. And until you investigate almost like a private detective, you're never going to discover that. So I just wanted to tell you that I love you. I want you to hear and listen to your body, listen to what you're doing, and then celebrate all the things you're doing right, but then tweak the things that are not going great. And it's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person. This does not make you a bad person, right? It's just about discovering what it is. Because when you discover it, you can change it. And you're going to feel great.